Let's bring in General Philip Breedlove, former NATO Supreme Allied Commander, Distinguished Chair at the Middle East Institute. General, you probably heard Jake Sullivan there talking about the threat of using nuclear weapons on the part of Russia. This is one of the things that they're concerned about. This is a MiG-31 carrying a Kinzhal Dagger hypersonic weapon. Two of these were actually used in just the last couple of days here in two locations in Ukraine, one just above the Crimean Peninsula, the other one out west. The concern is, were these sort of test fires for something that could carry a tactical nuke? What do you think?
Well, thanks for having me on again. And it's important that we knew that it was happening, but the real tactical relevance of it is very little. But as you have said, what this could have been is messaging that we are now getting ready to use this kind of weapon.
Right. So if he were to use this kind of weapon, and let me just scroll ahead a couple of maps here and bring up the area of Europe that includes Ukraine, Russia, and NATO countries as well. I mean, if you take a look at the landscape here, here's Ukraine, and if he were to fire off a nuke, maybe even a sub-kiloton nuke, you've got all of these NATO countries that are surrounding Ukraine. Lindsey Graham told us the other day that he believes that a nuclear attack in Ukraine would be an Article 5 issue because the fallout could potentially spread over NATO countries. I mean, if Putin were to deploy this, and again, it's in Russian military doctrine, how do you think he would do it? What would he use?
Well, first of all, I would never question Senator Graham's statement, but the predominant winds in that part are from the west to the east. So if Russia pops off a nuke in Ukraine, the predominant wind would blow the effects into Europe. But to the senator's point, you never know with the weather. It could be different on that day. But typically what happens in Ukraine as far as fallout is going to be a problem for Russia more so than the rest of Europe. But let me just get you to put your finger on the map just at the end of the North Macedonia strike. That's the Caspian Sea there. Over on the right side,
over
see
here,
the word North Macedonia.
Yep, got it.
That's the Caspian Sea over there, and Russia fired missiles from there all the way into Syria during the Syrian conflict. Those missiles were not tactically important, but the message to the rest of Europe is, I can range you with my nuclear-capable missiles all the way from the Caspian Sea. Because remember, he fired from there over into Syria.
Right.
And this is a big point that he can fire in all different manners. So yes, this is a problem. The fact that he has threatened nukes is important. I think he is trying to deter us further. We are deterred right now from taking action, and I think that's what he's really trying to do.
All right, let's hope it doesn't come to that because, I mean, that would seriously raise the stakes for all of this. General Philip Breedlove, good to talk to you. Thanks so much for coming in. Appreciate it.
Good to talk to you.